The following broadcast of Maui Chamber of Commerce's Business Matters was originally broadcast on December 27th, 2022.
It's time for Business Matters, brought to you by Mokulele Airlines. Good morning, Pam.
Good morning, Gary. So good to be with everybody this morning. Welcome to the Business Matters radio show brought to you by the Maui Chamber of Commerce and sponsored by Mokulele Airlines. I'm your host, Pamela Tempa, president of the Maui Chamber of Commerce, and I hope you've all been having a wonderful holiday season. This is such a joyous time of year, and we are very excited about new things happening in 2023. Planning is well underway, and we're just coming off a great Made in Maui County festival, and we're already planning for next year because it's our 10th anniversary. So that's going to be a great celebration in November. And one of the people who came and helped us out this year, unfortunately, I had gotten sick just before the festival and couldn't make it, is Valerie Kubota, who came. And she came with Hazel Beck, our dynamic duo of the SBA. And Valerie is the outreach and marketing specialist. And she came and helped us out and came to enjoy the festival, but ended up helping us out and volunteering, as she always does, always steps in ready to help at any moment's notice. Aloha and good morning, Valerie. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Pam?
I am great. It has been such a wonderful holiday season. How about you?
It has been, yeah, so grateful. Everything's been really, really awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Isn't it nice to see retail and restaurants doing so good this year?
Oh, my, yes. Everything was in Honolulu. Ala Moana was, really packed. There's a lot of traffic going into the mall. And like you said, restaurants, long lines. And, yeah, it looks like everyone's having a great, great holiday season.
I know it, with all the work that we both do working with our small businesses, it just, after the tragedy that they saw through COVID, it just brings joy to my heart to see things coming back and seeing them flourishing again. And, of course, we're all still looking for workers, including the Maui Chamber of Commerce. So
yes, great.
If you're looking for work, there's a lot of work out there. And if you need any help, just call us at the Chamber, and we can help you make a match. But also call the State Department of Labor. Well, Val, I know, first of all, last year you were just such an amazing event planner to make the Small Business Awards, as we were still kind of coming out of COVID, bring that back as a live event for Small Business Week. And I know you're already underway. Let's talk about the SBA Annual Awards nominations for a little bit, and then I'd love to talk about Small Business Week and the planned activities. But how did the awards go this year, and can you tell everybody what the award categories were?
Yes, Pam, and thanks, for those kind words about the event. But truth be known, we couldn't have done it without you, without your help, and and all the other resource partners that we work with. So it was a really awesome event. I think all of the awardees, were very pleased and just excited, like you said, just to be in person and get together and celebrate. So thanks for bringing that up. But yes, so you're right. The nominations for the 2023 awards ended on December the 8th. So we had many great nominees, and you asked about the categories. So the top category is the Small Business Person of the Year Award, which was a Maui winner last year, Scott Loomer, with Trust Systems. So that was a really great company to honor. So we have also, again, the Family-Owned Business of the Year, Young Entrepreneur of the Year, Women-Owned Business of the Year, Women in Business Champion of the Year, and I think I got all the categories there. But So we did get the many great nominations, and we're putting them through the process to, start judging them.
It is such a worthwhile process. If you're not familiar with this process, and we encourage people every year to put nominations in, because this is an opportunity where every business who's nominated in this category gets phenomenal statewide recognition. To know who's been nominated as we look to see who actually wins the awards, it's really exciting to see. And the SBA really reviews these individuals at a higher level, especially when you're looking at getting an award at a national level through the Small Business Administration. There's a lot of vetting that goes through, and there's other committees of great business leaders who help review these nominations, I understand, and it's one of those things that to just be nominated is a phenomenal feat, and then to win, of course, is spectacular as well. But everybody who's nominated has just done an outstanding job. Don't you just love all the stories as you get to see all the people nominated?
Oh, Pam, absolutely. Like you said, we the last few years have been really rough for small business. But like you said, it's great to see, all of these businesses, start to rebound and, do so well. And I think for me, the part that I like is reading about what these businesses do for their communities, right? Because they're all, already, like you said, mentioning about, being short-staffed, they're strapped, they're, trying to, juggle their business, their personal life, but they also find time to give back. Give back to community organizations, charities, and I think for me that's the part that is just amazes me how much they do for the community.
Yeah, with all of these times and so many things that you had to pay more attention to than ever before. Just even trying to, you've got the worker shortages, but the supply chain issues and the timing challenges of everything, and people still to this day out sick, and we're finding more and more again that the businesses are not out of the woods. Everybody's working really hard, but the good news is that we've seen the markets come back, and people are doing exceptionally well right now, and rebounding from COVID, which is great. But the challenges aren't over. And as you say, a key component of this is also looking at what do they do to sustain their organization, what do they do to sustain our community, and the giving is tremendous. People forget how much small businesses really give.
Oh, yes, it's just, again, it's amazing. And like you said, it's their resilience, right, their persistence. That's, some of the, traits of an entrepreneur, right, that they're able to, bounce back. They're able to, like you said, pivot and do things and work through challenges like, supply chain, the cost. It's just, I think, everything all around. And it's just a really great indication for us that, we have really strong small businesses in Hawaii that, can bounce back, can pivot, and can do what is needed, in one of these worst of times that I think we've all experienced.
Yeah. I absolutely love these awards, and I know that it is just really a great honor to be nominated. And I also want to share, folks, that the nominators are recognized, because we also want to recognize those who are supporting and lifting up and nominating outstanding businesses. So in these awards, you folks also recognize the importance of the nominators.
Yes. No, absolutely, because, we there's no way we can identify, all of the great businesses out there. A lot of people like the chambers, like yourself, Pam, I know you can speak firsthand because you've not only nominated businesses, but you've also won an award as well. So I know you speak firsthand when you say how special the award is, and how good it feels to nominate someone, and they win, and they're so excited and appreciative. But people like yourself, Pam, and all of the chambers, we're grateful to all of the local banks, the lenders, the SBA lenders out there. There's our resource partners. I mentioned them earlier, which is the Small Business Development Centers on all of the islands.
Yeah.
The Women's Business Center, which is here at the YWCA, and the Veterans Business Outreach Center of the Pacific, and also SCORE. So all of our resource partners, they do a great job all year around working with small businesses. And, again, they help them through COVID. They help them, rewrite their business plans so, they can come back even stronger. But, all of these different organizations who work with small business throughout the year, they know what all of these businesses, their challenges, things that they're doing, the give backs to the community. So, again, we're very grateful to them, and once they identify these small businesses for us, again, the stories, the stories of resilience and coming back is just very inspiring. So we're grateful, like you said, to also the people who are nominating these great businesses.
Yeah, it really is, and I really also thank you for giving me that moment. I do want to shout out to both American Savings Bank and Bank of Hawaii. I was blessed to be nominated and won twice, and you never forget it. It's something that it's an award that you take great pride in, because also the applications are pretty extensive. Those nominators work really hard to not only get to know the person they're nominating and the business they're nominating, but to fill in. There's a lot of questions that the nominators fill in, and a pretty extensive write-up that they put together for you. So when you're nominated by somebody, it's a true honor to to have them take the time. And, for me, it was Bill Russell of American Savings Bank and Lester Nakamoto of Bank of Hawaii, and a real joy to be honored in that way. And I know everybody feels that. And even everybody who's nominated, who comes to the event and who learns about the other people, and sometimes they're meeting these other businesses for the first time. And even from Maui, we had a number of people still meeting each other for the first time that were nominated. But it's a great celebration, and it's part of the National Small Business Week. So can you tell us what the plans are? You folks are really off to a jump start. I know we're going to be talking soon on how we can serve as this moves forward, but let's talk about how this all connects to the National Small Business Week and when that is this 2023.
Yes, Pam, thanks for mentioning that, because, yes, the awards, is the culmination of National Small Business Week. That always takes place the first week in May. So this year it will be from May 1st to May 5th. So the 5th would be the date of the Pauhana, which we are grateful that the Chamber has agreed to help us with this again this year. And like you mentioned, we'll start planning very soon, as we're only 5 months away, literally. So during that week, the SBA plans all sorts of great events and workshops, webinars, online webinars for small business, to bring them resources, to bring them, support in all different areas of their business, and supporting, support staff. So they'll be releasing the speakers and the breakout rooms. They should be releasing that shortly, and we can definitely, start to share the link, which would give the lineup of events. But, like you said, basically it will be all week long. And we're really looking forward to seeing, who they have signed up for speakers and breakout rooms.
Yeah, I know last year there were so many phenomenal programs that people could participate in. And these are really high caliber workshops and webinars that you want to participate in. Whether you've been in business for a long time or you're a new startup and thinking about getting in business, this is an opportunity this coming May to get great training. And I always say, if I spend an hour and a half and walk away with one great idea, that, it takes one great idea to help pivot you forward, that's very much worth my time.
Definitely. And, all of this is free, right? There's no charge. So, again, all of our services, being an agency that is funded through Congress, all of our services and our resource partners as well is at resource partners do just charge sometimes just for, the administrative costs, but very low cost and most for free. So, again, all of these great resources, like you said, Pam, whether you've been in business for a long time, whether you're a startup, whether you're looking to expand, and, just all of the businesses that we've been working with in the last, even 6 months, there's a lot of people starting new businesses, a lot of people looking at expansion. Again, we hope that the lineup will be, just as good as it was in the past. But, throughout the year, all of our resource partners and us as well, SBA, we participate in a lot of great events and workshops and webinars. So, hopefully, like you said, Pam, the takeaways really help small business wherever they're at.
Yeah, and you know what, folks, just think about this right now, because Valerie said we're 5 months away. So she's right, we're 5 months away. So here's what you should do now. Start blocking off some days and times. Just keep some pukas open that first week of May for some of these great trainings. We don't know exactly when they're going to be, but you know how things happen. If you don't start holding some time aside, then you might not have any time available, as we all book our calendars up way in advance. At least I am these days. I'm booked sometimes 2 and 3 weeks out. So start holding some spaces in May so that you can take advantage of these great things. And, of course, we'll be getting them out to you as they're planned and helping share the word as, SBA is championing this, and they'll be doing broad, very broad and wide news releases and promotion, and all of their partners that have been mentioned will be helping to promote these events as well. But if you don't save time, then you're going to look at some of these things and you're going to be kicking yourself. I know I always am, so I'm going to be trying to block up the whole week, to be honest with you, Valerie.
That's a great idea, Pam. That's an awesome idea, and you're right. Because like you said, 2-3 weeks out, we're making plans, for different things. All of the organizations are, working so hard in the community to help small business. So it's definitely something you want to plan ahead for. So thanks for that suggestion.
Yeah, it is my pleasure, because I know you folks work so hard to put on such an amazing week of activities. And really, this all culminates in a huge activity in Washington, D.C. for Small Business Week, and that's the announcements of the national awards. But people also can win regional awards as well. Can you talk a little bit about the regional awards and then how that all filters up to national, and who our big national winner was a few years back?
Yes, absolutely. So you're right, Pam. There's local awards, which recognizes businesses in Hawaii, and there are national awards that recognize, first off, like you said, on the state level, and then it goes to the regional level, and then it goes to the national level. So our region here in Hawaii, we are part of the District 9, so that includes Las Vegas, it includes California, Arizona, and ourselves. So we all give a state winner up to the region, and the region judges for the national award winner, and that person competes against, the other 52 district offices. And what happens is they pick a national winner. And like you said, Pam, in 2017, Garrett Marrero and Maui Brewing Company was recognized as the National Small Business Person of the Year. And, it's really a big deal. I tell people all the time they get to, go to the White House. They're really recognized by the administration, for, getting to that types of levels, the state level, the regional level, and then, of course, being selected as a national winner. And, it's really exciting. And they have an event and that, recognizes all of the state winners. And, it was in person in the past. Last year it was virtual, and they'll be doing that recognition again virtually. But, they announce all of the winners, and then they announce the national winners. So it's very exciting, waiting to hear who won.
Yeah, and again, these are the people we can all learn from. When you're talking about these amazing businesses, state by state, it's not just the national winner. I mean, all this, there's a process that everybody goes through, in the region, and then to win at your state level is a big deal. And then, and of course, it's a phenomenal deal if you, like Garrett, win at the national level. To be, the SBA's national winner of the year is really spectacular. But to learn about these companies and to learn who they are and to understand how they have succeeded and some of the things that they've accomplished. And that's even what I love at the awards program that you present, is you go through all of the nominees and you share a little bit about each one of them. And we're always just so impressed. We're just in awe.
No, exactly. And, earlier you mentioned, some of the businesses or the winners, not knowing each other. And, during leading up to once they're announced the winners, we have little online get-togethers for everyone to meet each other and congratulate each other. And you're right, it's a lot of times businesses within their own communities that, they never really had a chance to get to know and never really got a chance to hear, in detail, like some of the stories and their successes and what they're able to overcome. And again, I keep bringing it up, but all the things they do, in the community. So it is a great time because, like I said, from the time we receive the nomination packages until the time they're vetted and they're judged and then announced, it's really exciting leading up to. And then again at the Pauhana, people getting to meet in person again and just congratulate each other and, just celebrate everyone's hard work.
Yeah, it really is a program that is absolutely outstanding, and as you say, it's one of the many things that you folks do. And I'll share a quick story, because the other thing is that even if you know some of these businesses, you may not know some of the things that they're up to lately, or some of the things that, some of the expansion or the work that they've done that they're being honored for. And one of the things that came out of since last year is the Chamber's been doing some work with Tasha Kama and others, looking at how we can just put roofs over people's heads. And, Scott with Truss Systems is widely known for his amazing truss systems. And, if you don't know what a truss is, it's a structure that holds up your roof. It's a very important structure in your household that holds up your roof. But he also was manufacturing sheds, agricultural or garden sheds, and it was a new product of his. And so while widely known, and I didn't realize that he was doing these sheds, and it presented some, as we've been working on new options to get roofs over people's heads, those sheds present some unique options at a very affordable price point. We recently found out at a price point lower than what was paid for these pallet homes that we shipped in during COVID in our county. So the network that you build and the information that you get and understanding, where the companies are at is really phenomenal. But you see that every day. You are out on the front lines, you and Hazel, and working with all of your partners. And let's talk about some of your programs. As our dynamic duo, we call them boots on the ground ladies, just out there making it happen. What are some of the exciting things that you've got planned just in terms of the district this year and some of the upcoming events and workshops that you plan to hold?
Yes, well, thank you, Pam. But again, truth be known, yourself in the chambers, there's a lot of local community organization, economic development organizations that, work so closely with small business. And, we're just so honored to, be able to partner with some of them. Like you said, the chamber, also every county has an economic development department since COVID. So they're all focusing on small business, and of course statewide the Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism, or DBED, that works with small business all year round, for economic development for the state. So it's great that we can partner, because we're on the federal level and their federal programs. They're also state programs and also county programs, for all of the different counties in the state. But, we definitely are grateful, to be able to partner with everyone to, look at economic growth for the state and how small business can take advantage of programs. Like you mentioned, Pam, we plan out our workshops. We have a lot of workshops that we do with the resource partners that I mentioned earlier. So what we do is we put on webinars that, all of the counties can take advantage of, around their small business, such as, whether it be in QuickBooks, whether it be in marketing for their businesses. And, I mentioned earlier about expansion. So a lot of people that are looking to expand their business need to be able to get a solid business plan around those plans and expansion. So what we try to do is we try to work with them very closely so that should they need financing for that expansion, they're prepared when they approach their bank, with a great plan, to be able to get it financed, because, we have programs and we work closely with the banks on SBA-backed loans. But, it does start with a good business plan. So all of our resource partners, will sit down one-to-one with a business and, just talk over what their plans are and how to financially project it so that, it is something that the bank will look at as a viable, plan and be able to finance.
Yeah, and that's really important, especially for those listening in who are thinking of starting a business or have just started a business. There's different levels of planning, and you can find an overview easily online that says, here's how you write a business plan, and it starts with an executive summary, and people often start there, but I always recommend you start with the marketing plan. You have to know your market to really have a business, and you want to target your product or service to that market. And so, there's people who can help with that. And the Small Business Development Center out in Kihei, they can, the SBA is a great help. You've got boots on the ground right here in Kihei on Maui at the Small Business Development Center. Wayne Wrong and Fred are there, and they can help you. But it's really important to have a good business plan, and then MEO with David Daly can get you started on a business plan. They have a great Core 4 program to help people get started. But a solid business plan is really important, and especially I really want to encourage people to do that because coming out of COVID, had started at the Chamber before the Great Recession, and when things just went terribly wrong, the question was how many of businesses that, again, these are Chamber members, how many businesses had a business plan? And what we found was, sadly, that about 15% didn't have a business plan at all. And then the next question is, how quickly are you, in times of crisis, going back to that plan? How frequently do you review it?
Right.
And, many companies in a stable economy will say, hey, we review it once a year and we update the plans every year, and that's a great tool that you need to have just for regular growth. And, as you talk about planning your expansion and getting everything ready, constantly refreshing. But some of the dynamic companies that did better during the Great Recession were working that business plan every month. And they were pivoting and relooking and revisiting. And so a business plan is a critical tool. And it's critical to get you started in the right way. It's critical for looking at your growth. It's critical for understanding your brand and how you work within the community and support the community that supports you. So really want to encourage people to make sure you have a strong business plan. And if you haven't reviewed it recently, dust it off. This is 2023. Dust it off, and plan on looking at it monthly. Plan on really focusing and looking at it each month. Doesn't take that long, and if you look at it each month, it takes less time. But it will give you new ideas, and it will share where, your idea might have changed, or the world has changed, and your idea might be a little bit off, but you could tweak it. Or you've learned new things about the market that you want to insert in there now that you're in business. So it's an important tool, and the SBA and their partners can help you create a phenomenal business plan.
Yes, that's great ideas, Pam, especially, coming into the new year, looking at, what happened in 2022 and look at what your opportunities are for 2023, right? And mentioning our resource partners, you are correct. It's always good to have someone else look at it, right? A different set of eyes look at it. And again, you mentioned Wayne Wong over there at the Kihei Small Business Development Center. Fred and Wayne work with, so many businesses. They're aware of, the state of the economy. They're out in Maui County and, what kind of things, are coming down the pipeline for, again, mentioning our national programs because, we meet with all of our resource partners, twice a month and, everyone sharing what, they're hearing out on the ground, like you said, the boots to the ground. And, you're right that, reviewing your business plans, reviewing your profit and loss statement, for the month, and then again, I think, it's a really good exercise to also, involve your whole team, right? Because, and especially now with the staffing shortages, I know companies are depending on, the employees to wear many different hats, than they did ever before. But, what we hear is that, this is a great opportunity for, all of the workers, right, to gain more experience, to learn more things in their industry and, be able to apply their strengths and to the different teams. But I think, like you said, doing it every month, keeps your team also, knowing what the focus is so that everyone has, that common goal, right? And eventually, I know there's, a lot of looking at 2023, lot of great, opportunities. And that's what also the SBA looks at is the job creation, right? So a lot of times when you need to pivot different positions, you have to pivot what people do, that creates jobs, expansions, right? That creates jobs. So, overall, it's always a win-win-win for, the state economy, the county's economy, and then the overall economy, of the nation. So it's great to, sit on that level and see how, we can all work together to, strengthen, our whole nation's economy.
That is so true. And, I love the point that you also brought out, Valerie, which is a second set of eyes. Having experts, especially experts that, thank goodness, with the SBA's funding and the university funding through the Small Business Development Center, they offer their services to you for free. And you're getting experts. When I coach businesses, people will say, "Can you write the business plan for me?" And I always say, "Well, I could, but that wouldn't really be very helpful, would it? Because if somebody writes it for you, you don't really know what's in it." Yes. And we're not really just writing a business plan for you to help you get funding, although a business plan is a key tool in getting funding, as Valerie pointed out. You need to know and work that business plan. It's critically important that you understand the business plan and you understand the market and you understand your competition because you're out and up against it each and every day. And advisors can help you take that knowledge that you have and tweak it and then share other knowledge. But it's critical as the owner that you understand what's in that business plan and you understand the projections. And as Valerie also said, and you review your financials. and it's really great to share them with your employees. People don't understand. And in the old days, people used to say, sometimes, small businesses are struggling, and people didn't want to share with their employees. They didn't want to scare them or make them feel like they might not have a job down the road. But today, employees are viewed so differently, right? Our employees are our partners. We always say it takes a team to make success, and bring them along and help them understand some of the struggles and get their ideas because they're on the front line of your business. And they're going to see things from a different view than you.
No, absolutely. And that's, again, another great point, Pam, that you brought up because, when we spoke earlier about the award winners, a lot of them, it's a common thread is also, they always bring up their employees. Right?
Yes,
they always bring
absolutely.
up their contributions and how important they were to them receiving the award. So, they never, even though it's a small business person of the year, they certainly, again, always bring up how important the award, winning the award wasn't just something they did on their own, right? They did it with the help of their employees, their families. So I think that's another great, part of the award because, we know that nobody can do things alone. And, mentioning, and we stress that to small business when we meet with them is, don't do it alone because there's so many resources out there. There's so much support out there and people wanting to see you succeed. You mentioned doing, looking at your research and, on Maui, there's the Small Business Research Library. So that's another great resource that you can take advantage of, whenever you're working with the Small Business Development Center and, you say you think of an area that you want to expand to and want to do research in that, that's something else that they can help you with. Looking at some of the statistics, the research, and, before any, small business does expand, they do their due diligence to make sure, it's something that's going to be viable and something that's going to help strengthen their company and not put too much stress on it. So definitely you mentioned the University of Hawaii, support system, but there's a lot of great resources out there, and we, again, stress to small business, just, don't do it alone because everyone's out there waiting to help you. So, we hope to hear from them.
Absolutely. Well, Valerie, why don't you tell everybody how they can reach you at the SBA?
Sure, Pam. Thank you. And again, thank you for your, partnership and, all of this, not only the Small Business Awards, but just overall throughout the year. There are times when our funding allows us to travel to Maui, so we appreciate all of the, help that you give us to help look and find the small businesses. So anyone can reach me directly through email at Valerie, Valerie .Kubota, Kubota @sba.gov. So again, it's Valerie.Kubota @sba.gov, or by phone at 808-460-8968. We talk, like you mentioned, Pam, we talk to small businesses, on a daily. We all answer the phones here locally, and, a lot of them are looking to start, a lot of them are looking to expand. So, it's great indication that everybody's, coming forward, moving forward, through COVID. So, again, thank you so much for always, supporting our programs and being, a platform that we can share this information to.
It is our great pleasure. And Valerie, thank you for all you do. Please give Hazel a big hug for me, too. And just wish you both a wonderful holiday season. You two ladies and the whole SBA team work very hard for our communities and our state, and we appreciate all that you do, and it's always our pleasure to help in any way we can.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much, and we look forward to, start digging in and working out the details for the event, because, like you mentioned earlier, it's a fabulous time, and I still talk to some of the winners from the past, and they always bring up what a great honor it was for them. So thank you again for agreeing to work with us again this year on that, and I look forward to getting on our call so that we can help plan a great event.
Oh, me too. I'm excited. I think it's going to happen this week. So
Yes.
Sounds wonderful. Okay, well, I'll talk to you real soon.
Okay, and everyone have a wonderful day and week, and like you mentioned, Pam, finish out the year in a safe way and healthy, and start 2023 ready to go. So thank you so much. Aloha, everyone.
Thank you, Valerie. Aloha. Okay, we'll be right back after a quick message from Mokulele Airlines.
Mokulele Airlines operates the largest commuter airline hub in the country, right here in Kahului. Fly Mokulele from Kahului to Molokai, Lanai, Hana, Waimea, Kona, and now Hilo. Mokulele also operates the only flights between Kapalua and Honolulu. There is never a middle seat on Mokulele, and every seat has a window and aisle. Visit mokuleleairlines.com and take your next flight from the newly renovated Mokulele Terminal.
Welcome back to Business Matters. Hey, Pam, as we're waiting for our second guest to call in, what a great guest Valerie was, don't you think?
She is such a great guest. Yeah, I love having her on, and, she and Hazel work really hard to just get out more. This is a new SBA. They are really working hard to get out to each of the neighbor islands. They're centered in Oahu, but to be out more and connecting with businesses on an expanded level. And it's been hard during COVID, if you can imagine.
Mm-hmm. They might even be busier than you are.
I tell you. I think they've got so many things. It's also kind of a challenge when you're dealing with federal money as well. And sometimes, as we see, if you're watching at the congressional level debates over budgets and things, sometimes they have to wait a long time to see if they can go off to a neighbor island or if their funding got approved. Or there's some interesting challenges that they deal with at that level, and they work within all government levels, as she mentioned, the federal level, the state level, and the county level. But they're great connectors, and they're the people to call if you're looking for help. Of course, everybody can also call the Chamber as well. Our number is 808-244-0081, 808-244-0081, or MauiChamber.com. And we're always here to help and to be connectors. And of course, whether you're a member or not, we're happy to help refer you to people and help make some connections. And then for our members, we're like their leverage team. We when they have challenges they're trying to solve, the Chamber team jumps in to help them figure things out and get them either to right expertise or help them ourselves through our expertise or other connections. So it's we're all standing together, trying to stand strong and sustain our small businesses in this community. And I'm not sure. I know there might have been a little disconnect with our Chamber member this morning. We're trying to see if they're still able to join us, but it sounds like we haven't got them on the line yet, Gary.
Not yet, no.
Yeah, well, while we've got this time, I also want to thank Ko'oi. You, Gary, as our technician, and Ko'oi, through this program and this platform, has really supported us and given us an opportunity to share messages about small businesses, about what's happening in the economy during COVID. You gave us a platform to continue to update people on changing rules and regulations from often the governor's level and the county level. And it's been an interesting 2 years, but we're coming out of it. And
are you getting this?
Are coming out of it.
Are you getting a sense that people are more positive this year coming up, or?
I do. We've had a strong holiday season. People are excited to be bringing back live events. We saw that with the Maid of Maui County Festival. We're seeing more people. We usually do monthly business after hours, and it's been touch and go because as people watch counts and as workers are sick or they're sick, people are still a little leery about a lot of, frequency of events and trying to still be a little bit cautious. But we're coming back strong with business after hours again in 2023. More confidence in that. Hearing good stories of holiday sales, and we're also watching. Right, we're seeing real estate slow a little bit, which is a good thing for us.
Right.
On Maui, that's a really good thing for us because we were seeing prices skyrocket. But we're also watching, our national economy, and there's concern about, and we've been hearing this for over 6 months, possible looming recession. So we want people to be, we are seeing optimism. We want people to be optimistic, but we want them to move forward and make investments based on solid planning and, build reserves right now. As we're doing well, build some reserves so that if we do go into recession, you have a nest egg to fall back on. And that's one of the critical things that we say always in any time is that whether it's your personal finances at home or whether you're in business, savings is really critical because it's not a matter of if. There's always going to be challenges. It's a matter of when and what kind of challenge we face. But when you have more reserves, you're better able to pivot, better able to take care of your family and your workers and pivot your business. And many people have been pivoting, and a lot of people pivoted to online sales, and they're doing very well. And in fact, we've had some companies do so well that they were keeping up with their new markets or their new buyer relationships that they got from the Maid of Maui County Festival and weren't able to participate this past year. But that's a good problem to have.
Yes. It's better to have more customers than less.
That's right. And to grow at a pace that is sustainable for them. They might have gotten a whole bunch of new customers had they come again, but they need to pace it at a place that's sustainable for them. But also, there are resources, as Valerie mentioned, great resources through the SBA for expansion, whether it's equipment or helping to leverage new markets and marketing or importing, if you need to import some of the materials for your product or exporting your product. Great ways to learn how to do that, and also they have great programs to help people win government contracts so that they can supply products or services to the federal government. So, I think we're coming off of a time where for years we've built really strong networks. We have what we call on Maui a business alliance that's unique, and some of the other counties don't have that. It's just a group of nonprofits who work in economic development who've gotten together and meet monthly and share ideas and make referrals. And so, we've got some great dynamics in Maui County where we've got a strong network of people working to help small businesses and help them grow those ideas. So we're very excited about all of that, and we're seeing chamber membership is up.
Oh,
People
good. That's nice.
are seeing the value of chamber membership, and I forgot this year. I used to say, "Hey, it's a great Christmas present." Membership, if you know a budding small business, chamber membership is a great present to give to people. But this year, I was sort of sick during the holidays and didn't get to say some of that, but. But it's also a great New Year's present to help somebody if you know of a small business and want to give them a nice gift to help kick off their business. But what we're seeing is, we always see businesses who can't afford membership during times of crisis. And not only are we seeing those businesses come back, they're doing well, they're coming back again, they value the chamber and the connections and the resources. But also we're seeing a lot of new startups, which Valerie mentioned, and those businesses are joining the chamber and really leveraging what we can help them do as well. And that's what really excites us.
Oh, all right, Pam, we're just about out of time here, so it's been a great year working with you again, and I look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you, Gary, for all you do. Thanks to Kauai. And we so value and appreciate this partnership, and to all of our members and to our community. Blessings and best wishes for the rest of this holiday season and a joyous new year. We'll be back in January. We'll see you again soon. Aloha.